Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the RL Ireland 3v3 solo standard draft tournament. And my name is D-Lynch. We are live here from D-Gaff, and I'd like to welcome my co-partner today, YummyUranium. How are we?
Hello. We're both fresh from playing the same tournament
Yes.
and having been both double first rounded.
Oh, 1 second. I was not technically first rounded.
Ah, right. You were first gamed.
Yes. We're currently going into the middle of the loser semi-final between Team Shadow and Team Epix, Yummy. And it's going to be a pretty interesting series, isn't it?
It's going to be exciting, yeah. Sure. It's we're going to have some crack and chill and relax and watch some good Rocket League, you'd hope, or some bad Rocket League. Anything that's entertaining, really.
Yeah, no, to be fair, we're hoping for a bit of a good series right now. Team Shadow currently leads Team Epix 1-0 in the best of 5. And we are currently just waiting to see when the players... One little thing's happening in the background, so we're just waiting for the players to be ready. I think.
Yeah, it's the players' fault, really. You know.
It's always players' fault. It's never stream production is the reason.
Yeah.
Never the reason. But yeah, no, I think. Look, there were some hiccups earlier in the day, but we managed to get to this stage of the tournament, and I think for some of the problems that happened earlier, it's been rather successful so far. Yummy, don't you agree?
I mean, ever since that, yeah, it's run smoothly. The games have run smoothly themselves. So yeah, I mean, have you played either of these two teams? I've played Epic's team.
I did not play either of these two teams. You've played Epic's team, so tell us a bit about them, Yummy.
Yeah, Epic's played well. Damn, I need to get the team. Hold on, let me get the. This is a very very well produced team broadcast. I definitely
Yummy.
know the teams.
Yummy.
There you are. Well, no, I get all of them in one go here, I think.
That's the two teams right there.
Oh yeah, so it is. Yeah, Pavilion. That's the one. As was rightly pointed out in general earlier, Pavilion has played really really well for being the second seed in his team, I guess you call him. And Julie played very well. She was very solid, I thought. Like, you get third seeds often in solo standard draft tournaments. They often decide how far they can get into a tournament with how solid they are mechanically, like how many mistakes they make. So yeah, it was a tough team to try and beat. Pavilion played really well.
So you definitely would agree as that third rounder Julie is definitely holding her own weight in comparison.
Yeah, like she wasn't throwing it. Like there wasn't a moment where I thought, oh, that
and that's
goal
generally
happened. Keep taking, Jack, is it?
We had our production analyst behind us, production manager, keeping a little sideline. We were meant to keep talking.
We'll keep talking.
Now he's got it right. We're playing heads up. Keep talking. Yes. No, we're having one side issue behind the scene, but then again, we like to say Jacko is a bozo.
Yeah,
it does happen.
Yeah. No, Pavilion was the surprise player there. Played in an odd car as well. But yeah, just all three of them were like fairly solid. Yeah. Like we still got to game 5, so it wasn't like they won't be the clear favourites.
No, I can't remember if we actually have the right person to answer here. If our stream production manager can confirm, did the Wolfhounds win with Shooting Star? They did, so Pavilion was a part of the super kind of mastermind behind that Shooting Star team. Pavilion was a very, very good player in that Shooting Star most recently of our last season, where it did bring Rory, manager of the Wolfhounds, I think his maiden title, if I am correct. I am correct, I've gotten the nod. So it's going to be interesting to see, because obviously Pavilion's been 1700, so obviously a very good player.
Yeah. And then on the other side of it, you got Cookie Shadow, Taste, an altogether incredibly strong team, I think. Taste being a strong third, Cookie being, well, I don't know Cookie that well. You might be able to talk about
Cookie is currently on the Prospect ERS team for RL Ireland, alongside Taste Rainbows as well. So they're playing together a good bit with, but I think a good bit together, obviously, in that prospect sense.
So you get a bit of chemistry in
They have a bit of chemistry going together already, and it's Shadow, obviously, superstar last season, alongside Shane Linsk for the Wolfhounds, I believe. Or was it... It might have been Setanta, actually. It might have been Setanta, I can't remember. The three of them were a team, I'm pretty sure, last season. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Shadow, a very good player by their own right. And then just a very solid overall team with Cookie and Taste. So I would, even though I already know they're 1-0 up in the series, I would have to just, on an overall balance-wise, between... I would get the slight edge maybe to Shadow, but then also that combo of Epic and Pavilion together, I think is also going to be very strong.
I think just like overall, even though Julie played solid earlier, I think Taste just being that bit better will prove to be the difference. If I had to predict, now obviously we have a bit of a helping hand in guessing how this series is gonna go, but yeah, that I would agree with you there that Shadow's team would win. Who's through to the grand finals, do you know?
That would be Nuss's team, as far as I'm aware, is it?
Yes, it is.
Nuss, JTGM
and Duffy.
Yes. Again, is it just me, or do I feel like Duffy got pretty far in the last one? I could be completely misremembering it, but I'm pretty sure Duffy is a bit of a merchant in these solo standard ones, as far as I'm aware so far. But then again, that grand final is a bit far away at this stage, because the prize for whoever wins this series is going to be a chance to take on Team Powerball in that losers final.
Yeah, it's gonna be some good games in front of us. You would hope. You would think. Do you know anything about JTGM? Actually, that's a name I don't recognize.
As far as I'm aware, JTGM, I think it's UCD. As far as I'm aware, but we will find out later as we're getting into the series right now. The players are already up, and we're about to start the series, and I think it's going to be interesting now. We will have to remind everyone that currently it is 1-0 to Team Shadow. And we finally have all the players in the lobby, and we are ready to kick off.
Yeah, good 50 there in the kickoff there for the orange team. And chance there, but I can't read the names on the screen. Blind. Right, you
don't worry, Yummy. We'll get you'll figure out someday how to read. Don't worry. I know you're only used to reading Irish, so the English names don't necessarily work with you completely. But we're gonna get this keep going now, as we see our Team Shadow going on. Epic, Cookie. Oh, Cookie, sorry, but that was a great save in the end by Team Epic. So Team Shadow. Oh, I'm getting confused with these colours already, Yummy.
Good bit of crack. Yeah. It's a bit scrappy so far, I think. There's been a lot of mad 50s. You'd hope going forward that both teams going to get a handle on things. Start well. That's a good one there. Just kind of getting a hold of their team chemistry, their bonds together, how they're communicating, how they're approaching different plays.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, that team chemistry is definitely a big impact on this whatsoever, so that's why it is going to be a massive for this Team Shadow. We're having a bit of Cookie and Taste kind of chemistry already going, but we see a bit of a miss there. So Epic's going to try and bring this downfield, but he leaves, he misses the boost. Is that Epic's in a Fennec I see?
Yes, he changed actually in our series earlier, and they did much better.
He does that when he's not feeling quite up to his normal standards, considering he is a bit of a Dominus main, so it's a completely different hitbox. But it's going to be interesting to see, will this change bring that exact stability that I think his team might necessarily just need to get over the line here?
Maybe, but perhaps, you know, the onus is on the rest of the team to bring their level up to match his. And at the moment we've got a goal from Shadow's team, so I don't think it's looking too good, Dave.
No, you definitely would say that. Bit of a failed corridor read by Cookie there, but a bit of a dull commit on defense. There's just no one there in the end, and it's just easy as you like for Shadow. If you give him an open net, he's going to slot that all day long, so there's just it's just going to be very tough. They need to keep their rotations clean and make sure not to double commit too much unnecessarily. I mean,
Yeah, and I think what Shadow's doing here is very important as well. Is getting the ball in the air, trying to make awkward plays for Pavilion, but especially for Julie to deal with. Just really like pushing their boundaries and making sure that they're in control as much as possible from this point on, because you've got 1 goal advantage. You really just want to grab this game now and not let goals like that in.
no, but then we have equalized this game. Again, Cookie just side flips out of the way. Epix doesn't outplay on taste there, and as simple as like for Pavilion. And I think now there was a bit of an error on defense from Team Shadow, but as much as you like, it is all about that first or maybe that second player taking on one player and maybe trying to commit that second person, so it ends up being effectively a 2v1 Yummy. But we'll have to see how this goes. As we see there though, a quick goal by Epix, and the series has just absolutely swung quickly. This game right there has gone quickly from 1-0 to 2-1 to Epix's side.
Yeah, I mean, what happened there was Pavilion brought the ball into the air and pressured the blue team on the defense. Was it Shadow there who was caught out and wasn't able to get a touch on the ball, and it resulted in goal. So, you know, I think getting the ball forward fast and counter-attacking has been the theme of this game so far. But yeah, it remains to be seen whether or not that'll be the deciding.
Yeah, both teams are really trying to play with a quick pace and kind of capitalize on anything ASAP. Neither team really kind of looking to take control and kind of slow it down at times when needed. But as we see here though, they are just really capitalizing when it matters and making Epic's team so awkward. And we have a tie game, Yummy.
That's the crucial third player aspect that you need there. Taste, knowing to put the ball on the backboard in the first place, but then to stay there waiting for the ball to drop down. I know Cookie was there, but still, just having a third with that kind of game knowledge is crucial.
And that's why the way these teams absolutely kind of work in the end. As we see another goal by Epix. And this Fennec is really turning out to be gold dust for him, Yummy, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Perhaps the double commit there from Julie confused the defense, but it was just a rapid shot, and there's not much they can do.
No, not whatsoever. But as we see now, so Team Epix is in the lead, but as we've seen many times already, this Team Shadow, they will not go down without a fight. So here though, tries to take control, but it's just a quick challenge on defense. And we see Taste up in the air, but no, can't do much here. But both teams are kind of trying to settle into the series somewhat, but we do have to admit that there was a bit of delay between that game 1 and this game number 2. So the later games in the series might be a bit more cool, calm and collected compared to this fast-paced, frantic gameplay here. I mean.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's why there's been 5 goals already into this game as we enter the final minute, and you've got to say that like it's been backwards and forwards.
And we've equalised the game once again, Yummy.
Yeah, 3-3. Yeah, that's just it. You know, there's not been a clear team that's ahead right here. You know, like you've not got the synergy showing up for either team yet. It's just been scrappy and sort of both teams taking their opportunities when they get them, but like double commits and perhaps pure 50s or odd positioning just because they're not used to playing with each other so much.
Wrong decisions at the wrong times on defense, maybe not as clean rotations as ones might like, which again with a solo standard it can often happen in that way because varying people, varying skills. They're very interesting though, as we see Epix going to try and lead his team forward, but that's a nice interception there by Cookie, and he's going to stay on this ball. Oh, double commit with Taste though. He's trying to apply as much pressure here as possible for Shadow. And we have one final chance, and that's a great save by Pavilion to send this game into overtime, Yummy.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it a few times now. I just want to point it out. Epic's back flipping. Maybe it's a nerves thing. Maybe it's something he often does, but he's done it twice now at least. And you know, you have to ask, even if it is just sort of coincidence, but
is this game getting to him? Is he thinking of that 50 year at the end of the line, and that this game, he's game down in the series. He needs to really win this to swing the advantage and the momentum back into his team's favor, as he gets a good fifth, or gets a good fake there and almost gets it ahead, but Shadow's back to retaliate.
I would agree. As we see a great chance here in Shadow. It's a brilliant flip break set by Shadow. No one's challenging this ball. Give him all the time and the space in the world. We have one person up, can't get any contact, and that is just brilliant. Using that time and space effectively as possible. 2-0 down in the series. While it is not over and out yet for Team Epics, facing on the reverse, on the sweep, so it is a reverse sweep is effectively the only chance Team Epics has, and based off this game, I think it can happen, Yummy.
Yeah, I mean, you saw there that goal at the end. Same thing Shadow's been doing quite a lot through this entire game, and we can presume the game before that. Is getting the ball into the air, you know, because that's where he excels. He's a strong mechanical player. He knows that at least the other team are at least weaker than him. He is stronger in the air than most of the other team, so he can really try and take them to uncomfortable places, ask questions of their defense that they may be a bit uncomfortable to answer, and see whether or not, you know, can they handle it. And they couldn't in that overtime, and they couldn't in, I believe, a goal before that.
Well, look, we're gonna interesting to see here. And Epics, while you can see me on screen, you can do this. We believe, Epics. We believe in the content. We believe in the reverse sweep for the stream, because we obviously don't wish anyone to throw or to lose, but here on the RLI Ireland channel, we love some content, Yummy, don't we?
We love some entertainment, and he is back in the Dominus. Even though I'm a Fennec main now, I still love to see the
Prime Epics is back.
Representation.
Prime Epics.
Yes, you would hope, you know, maybe this is a bit of copium days, but you know, well, that's a good start. But you know, you hope that the Dominus is gonna inspire some kind of change in mentality for him. Hope that maybe he's gonna attempt, you know, or maybe see the game in a different way, with a different hitbox. But that could also be a load of bog leap hooks.
Because that is often the case, though, when players change cards, it's effectively a different playstyle for them. It's just that different. It's not whether they actually have a different hitbox or not. Let's say Octane to Fennec even. Yeah. It's just a mental placebo or a mental block in their head. It is. Because once you get to a certain point in this game, obviously mechanics matter a lot, but it is all a mental game really at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Who has the mental capacity to not crumble? Who's the mental capacity to keep those mechanics on point? But it's a close game here so far. We have nearly a minute and a half, I say, into this game so far, and still no goal, which is quite a different pace compared to our previous game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been slightly more tentative, you know, some flashes like this on the nets, you know, but mainly bouncing off the Wall Street side. But yeah, just kind of testing each other, testing the 50s, sending some trying balls forward. That's a great shot there from Epics.
Brilliant shot, but a brilliant save on the defense as well. Both sides are really kind of settling into this series right now and kind of going some good, kind of solid rock. Like, see, this is what I love by Epics, taking his time, getting past the one player, committing a second. Now Shadow gets a great beat, but that's exactly what I see from Epics as that kind of team captain. I want him to see trying to take this series and kind of just make some better plays and keep control of play and take it all in his place, all in his hands.
It's been epic so far on the attack. I've noticed this game, and that made never mind. Well, it was Epics that started.
No.
Yeah.
Epics
he got the ball
again
forward.
here.
He's creating those chances, and I think that's crucial. That demo there, especially, and I think bumping Shadow as well. But Pavilion, fair credit to him as well. He got that brilliant 50 to score that.
We do have a bit of a word in the background from our production manager, Mr. Admin Rory himself, that my goat, he is the one that brought Pavilion to fame in RLIS, it seems. He's trying to take credit anyway. And we'll see, can Pavilion, Rory's kind of goat from Wolfhound's history, bring them back into this series?
Yeah, they need some inspiration, you know, they need that spark of hope to get them to score more goals and to press forward in the series, because it is demoralising going to a game down.
It definitely is, Yummy. You tried to throw it over to me as I was mid-yawn, so that
Sorry.
did not help whatsoever. But we'll see though. Oh, a bit of double commit on offense. Epic's just bumping his teammate. But we see here though, Cookie, but Epic's is back in time for this defense. And Epic's just feel like he's been everywhere at the moment. He's on offense, he's on defense. He is really kind of showing that true team leader aspect that we've been requiring of him.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say it has been fairly even so far. But I think the edge has to go towards Team Epics for that bit more pressure, I feel, on Team Shadow, Yummy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the blue team, like, despite them being a goal down, they have been solid throughout, despite Epic's constant harassment. You know, like, he's creating chances, but there's always someone to plug a gap. There's always someone to get a counter-attack going as well, you know, despite that one goal. So, you know, like, I think if Epics can hold this sort of pressure up, they could win this game. But I could also fully see Shadow's team coming back in this game. It's still there.
Oh no, it's only a one-goal game. Anything's possible. We've seen crazier comebacks before. But if they want anything to happen, they need to start making moves, making some maneuvers here. As we see Epic's getting a crucial interception there. Shadow puts it mid. Right there for Cookie for the double tack, but can't finish it off. He can't get that final touch. And I feel like that's all that's just kind of going a bit astray right now for Team Shadow. Look, that final kind of little 5% even to just make the play and finally finish it. As we see though, again, these little misses right in front of net, they are creating all that pressure and then just leaving it off.
Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of attacks that I want to see. I want to see the mechanics come out. I want to see some entertaining plays being created. Oh, well. Impressive goal there from Julie.
Now, Yummy, we do have to say, Julie scored the most impossible goal in this game, which is an open net, but I think
That was very difficult, Dave. You have to jump and press forward.
Open nets are actually the toughest game, Yummy, but I'm not going to let Taste Rainbows get away with that miss. I'm not going to let him.
Yeah.
As much as we do want to try and make everything that has a plan. Oh, that was a good 50, but no. We do have to say Taste, that was a bit poor. But the game seemed like it was more or less done. And Yummy. 2-1 in the series. Epics, back in its dominance, seems to have done quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel the change there in that game. You can sense that there's something was different about his playstyle. Fairly instantly as well. He was much more aggressive, much more forcing. And you know, like, I'd say his speed was up a bit as well. He got 4 saves there at the end. 4 shots as well. You know, he was really pressuring Shadow's team a lot more, and Shadow's team weren't able to counterattack as strongly as they were in the game beforehand. Maybe, you know, they weren't able to create as many chances for them.
I wouldn't. Oh, they wouldn't, definitely, because if you looked at the shots compared to the last game, it's definitely a lot more in favor, or even this game compared to last time, where there was a lot more shots in Shadow's team favor. But it's been working so far for the content. Epics, we believe in you. We love the content.
We do want to see Game 5.
We do.
We're unbiased after
because what like, who wants to watch a sweep on stream? Who wants to watch that?
I'd say CK does for
CK for his sanity does, maybe, as tournament admin. But let's see, tournament admin, do you have a final scoreline for this series? Will it go to Game 5?
No.
Our tournament admin for today says no. You know what? While we're waiting for them to join, cast your liaison. Will it go to Game 5? Jack, Game 5? Jacko says no, it will not go to Game 5. And will the stream producer and Mr. Admin Rory say it does? So we have 2 no's and we have 1 yes. Yummy, will it go to Game 5?
I think for the content, you have to believe. You have to believe that Epics has it.
And I believe as well. So it's a 3-2 split. I mean, it will go to Game 5, and Epics will score a double flip reset this game. I believe.
Well, that's a stretch, but hey, I'm never one to look down on a Dominus and the ability of that beautiful hitbox to do amazing things. And I'm excited really to see more pressure from Epics, more attacks and perhaps his teammate Pavilion backing him up more, and also creating more chances.
Yeah, because while that best player is kind of expected to carry in whatever sense that their team needs, it is also good at just filling those gaps and kind of just doing what's best for the team rather than doing best. But no one cleared it out there. That's a poor defense, and Team Shadow.
Yeah.
He's making most of us kind of look silly with this prediction.
Yeah. An Epic's miss there, and then it's a difficult save then for Pavilion on the backboard to read that fast shot coming in after him. Yes, just unfortunate, I think, for Epic's team. And you gotta hope now that their heads don't drop, that they still believe that the reverse sweep is possible.
Oh, when it's only one goal, anything's possible. They would not have their heads held down. Yes, if it goes maybe 2 or 3 goals, that's when they might have their heads a bit down. But at the moment, still more than possible. We know Epix, he will not give up, as that's a poor, and that is an own goal. Was that Julie? I could not tell. It was Julie. That is rather unfortunate.
Yeah. Well,
that might be a bit of a demoralizer for me.
Yeah, now we can start talking about the heads dropping, but that's not even like, well, you gotta hope that maybe they recognise that isn't an egregious own goal to let in, and they reply immediately with a goal.
Well done, Julie. Let's go. You know what? You're scoring at both ends of the pitch. You're actually doing. I think at the moment, in this current singular 5-minute game, Julie's the MVP for both teams. Do you agree?
I would have to, yeah, considering there's not been that much game gone.
About a minute and a half, I'd say.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think Shadow's teammates have been quite poor. I think the last few games, Taste and Cookie, Cookie not saving Julie's goal there. Taste hasn't been present as much, maybe. I haven't seen that much in crucial situations. But yeah, you have to think that goal was crucial.
Yeah, no, it was definitely crucial. And while I am rambling on a bit as this game goes on, we are signaling to the production manager to hand over some finger food that has been made for us. Yeah, Yummy is pretty hungry. It has been a while. And they're eating their own faces before. Okay, no, never mind. We love Rory. He's actually bringing us food.
Best admin.
Best admin.
Don't tell Cans.
No. This is great. And while I'm going to eat Yummy, you can do some talking.
Oh, great. Yeah, cheers, mate. No, I'd love to do some play-by-play casting, but unfortunately, there's no names over the current player, so I'm gonna have to guess who it is.
You need to learn
so
the
I
detail.
think that. Yeah. Who's that Team Liquid lad?
See, that's Cookie. The
That
V1
Cookie, right,
is Michael Taste, and then obviously the other normal Fennec would be just be Shadow, and then the other team's fairly obvious.
Yeah. Right, well, Taste there with a good shot on goal, but it's saved away now. Epic's bumped on defense, and that's in.
And it's a tie game. The prediction is still on.
That's as
Pavilion,
far as I can
my
get.
Wolfhound's goat.
In my play-by-play, Pavilion just smashes that and scores a goal. Yeah, that's good. You have to say for the content. Let me get a few bites.
Yeah, we're gonna let me eat some food. But I'm not even. Yeah, no, my mom is signaling that there is some food there. Don't worry, Mom. You can't say hi. Everyone knows the production is from D-Gaff. No. She thought we stopped. No, we're mid-series, Mom. We're going for the reverse sweep even. Yeah, no. High quality production. No, this is a solo standard tournament.
Excuse you, we have finger food. This is the best.
You know what?
I've had in a while.
That is true. And everyone just wants to see some games and have some fun. It doesn't need to be that serious. But again, there isn't just over a minute left, if I can read that far away monitor correctly. Yeah, just about a minute left, and it's still anyone's game. Now, obviously Team Epics, they are trying to make this reverse sweep happen, but the pressure to not go to that game 5 is all on Team Shadow. It's kind of going a bit in their mind to say, especially in Taste, as we've seen more and more kind of misses coming out from him. But then again, Shadow's there and more than capable to just kind of tidy up on defense, especially when his teammates might be a small bit lacking, Yummy.
Yeah. 2-2. Half a minute left. It's getting tight now. Another overtime is great content, but you have to think that these players sat there thinking, my goodness, this is a tough game to win. As Shadow goes for a flip reset of all things. I think that's actually an interesting point. You know, for the high level players, are they sat here considering the level of play and sort of thinking, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of a freestyle, or is that just
it definitely might go along in some of the more mechanically inclined players, because if they, like Shadow for example, if he has that time and space, he will go for that flip reset, but also he might try it one too many times, where it might be a bit readable at times, and then kind of a detriment to his team. As that's a great demo in Epics. He sends it to game 5, and the reverse sweep is still possible, Yummy.
That is huge demo there from Pavilion, instantly locking on to Taste there, and I mean Rory's just beside us, like nodding his head. He approves of this as his former manager. I mean, you can see him MVPing that game. That was very important. A huge play there from Pavilion, and this is what we asked for, Dave. Game 5, both teams know they can beat the other. It's just a question of who has the mental, who has the guts to go for it and get those goals they need.
And at the moment, based on pressure and everything, you have to say it's Team Epics. You just have to. They have all the momentum with them. You can't back against them right now. Especially all the shots, all the pressure. The game was actually probably a bit closer in scoreline sense, but some other stats, it was backing that Team Epics a lot more. And the way Pavilion's been playing, you'd have to back Team Epics, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right?
after that game, Pavilion has shown that he has the skills and the game knowledge to be able to elevate that team, really. And, you know, for Shadow's team, Cookie and Taste have just not been there enough for me, I think. They have, you know, they've been solid. I'm not saying they're playing badly, but they need to step up. They need to elevate their gameplay more to shut down Epics and Pavilion. Because the crucial thing for Epic's team, Julie's playing solid enough, and that is huge for a third seed.
That's all you need.
Exactly. And that's a wide open net.
Pressure already starting to seem the nerves, maybe. Which, maybe in the past you might have said a bit from Epic, but Epic has seemed anything but nervous this series so far. I mean, he has seemed cool, calm, and collected, and he's been a true team leader so far. Really wanting to send his team into this lower final and secure themselves a top 3 finish at this tournament.
Yeah, but then you get another bump there in Taste on the wall. Perhaps not as impactful as his overtime one, but you know, I think they both need more of that. It's horrible to play against, but I think it really is huge to have a player like a Pavilion who knows when to go for a bump, to go for a demo, and really open the play up and get some chances going. Because that's what Epics was doing in that game earlier, where he played fantastically and won the game for them. You know, he was that player for them. He was creating chances. He was being speedy on the ball, and Pavilion did that crucially in a few places last game. Perhaps not as entirely through the game as Epics did. But
And most importantly is that first player. If you can control that ball, and that is a well placed original shot, forces the double commit, but a bit of unfortunate touch between Pavilion and Epics, but Shadow capitalizes, and we like some chips. We're being offered more food over here, which is great because we're starving. But sorry, Epics. A bit more filling our stomachs is the bit more intriguing play right now. Wouldn't you agree with me?
and that kind of goal is what happens in sort of standard tournaments like this, where you know all the players are thrown together like a 6-man's game. It's quite chaotic, and you're perhaps not used to calming with certain players, and you're not used to their style of comms. But yeah, it's been an entertaining series, and I'm very happy that it's not been one-sided. Because that sometimes can happen in solo standard tournaments. You get super teams, but the teams have been fairly balanced so far, especially going to Game 5.
They definitely have, and this would be the most heartbreaking thing ever if Epic's team did not capitalize. And that's a great positioning by Pavilion to be there just in time. Shadow making stuff happen. It's not Shadow, actually. I think that could be Cookie or Taste actually swapping into a different vehicle. Not learning the decals again. We need them all to stay in the same decals because, like, we can know some of the decals.
It's
but
not Cookie.
it was Taste with the swap. That was it. Taste trying to confuse us. Taste. No, we're okay for now. Don't worry, we're being well provided by our production team midstream here. But if they could have one ready, if they could have a can of Pepsi ready for me for after the game, that would be brilliant.
There's a good pressure now you have from Shadow's team. They've got some attacks going. You've got Epic team on the back, and only now they've been able to break out. But you need more plays like that. You need chances created. Ooh, that's a chance there. And they were for a time there, not letting Epic's team break out in defense. Maybe this is yet another moment of those.
Yeah, they've definitely been put a lot more pressure on in this Game 5, and it's going to be very interesting to see. Not much time left on this clock, so if Team Epics want any chance of making this lower final, they will need to try and step it up there, as that's a huge miss by Taze, and we're going to see is any pressure going to be put forward. Epics tries to slot into the bottom corner, but Shadow perfectly in position to deal with it, and we're going to try and have some more pressure, but it gets 50'd away out to the halfway line. Cookie racing across for it, but Epics wins the 50, and that's a great challenge there by Pavilion. It's currently a 2v2 at the moment, but just hands the ball back to this Team Shadow. They need to be more careful with their possession of it.
I'll be honest, I've been focused on eating, Dave. I haven't been paying as much attention to this game as by rights I should have. There's been a bit of confusion on the Epic's defense, I've noticed. Maybe it's Julie getting confused, maybe it's Julie's positioning confusing her teammates.
Maybe it's just a bit of nerves across everyone.
Perhaps,
a bit of panic with so little left in the game, but 30 seconds remaining.
It does say it in big letters up there.
I was looking at the timer on the small screen, but when that just happened. But it's going to be very interesting to see. 30 seconds, they really need to start throwing the kitchen sink at this offense, Yummy.
Just as I reach for a chicken. It's 10, 9, 8. Start to count down.
Go to overtime. Why not?
Go to overtime. No, I think, unfortunately, for Epics, this is going to end in Shadow's team winning. And Pavilion and Shadow and Julie came so close. But Shadow's team and Taste and Cookie were just too solid in the end, I think. They just had over the board better mechs.
They did. It was a very close series in the end. Shadow's team probably capitalized and did that game a bit way too better. But we're going to go to a quick break now to focus on a small bit of eating and get this all set up for the lower final, where we have Team Shadow versus Team Parable. Welcome back, everyone, to the RLI Ireland 3v3 solo standard draft tournament. And we are moving into the losers final, and it is me back again, D-Lynch, and I'm once again joined by YummyUranium. How are you doing, Yummy?
Yet again, Dave. Yeah, haven't left.
Unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
I'm joking, Yummy. I'm joking.
Grand.
But look, again, we are still back here live from D-Gaff, and it's going to be very interesting now as we're heading into this lower final with Team Parable versus Team Shadow, who we most recently saw.
Yeah, Shadow was strong. He was strong. His whole team was strong. That's been the theme for his team, I think. His general strength and sort of resilience. I'm excited. So I am. I'm excited to see, because I haven't checked Parable's team yet. I don't remember from having looked at it earlier. But
Parable, Vibs, and Sark.
Parable, Vibs, and Sark. There you go.
You know the team we were just talking about, like for five minutes.
I wasn't listening, man. I was falling asleep.
Fraudulent moderator,
back. Parable, Vibs, and Sark. Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a team, you know. Parable, strong player. Sark, strong player. Vibs I haven't played with in a while. Is he strong?
Vibs will be a very decent player in their own right, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this kind of goes in the end, because of, again, it's a bit different to that Epics team because you also have Parable, another SSL quality player, and then Sark is also a very strong player who we know in these tournament settings has a lot of experience on me. It's just whether Sark can find form and kind of hit the ground running. Yeah. And I think if they can have a strong start to this series, I do think that we can have a good game going. As our admin isn't listening, and tell our sorry for the loudness on stream, but our admin was too busy on his phone to tell the players to join the lobby.
Oh well.
We love truth. We love the truth and honesty here. You know, you're getting the real experience of what happens behind the scenes for the stream.
We're all elbozos every now and again. Unfortunately, CK
especially that CK fella.
Yeah. As we jump into the what is this? The losers final, is it?
The losers final, yes, which is still a best of 5.
Still a best of 5 before we get a best of 7 for the grand final. So it's been a long day for these players. David, is this wearing on their mentals, you think?
It definitely can be. It depends how many consecutive series they've had to play. The Shadow team, it definitely could have hit a bit on their fatigue and their mentality, but I think this Parable team, even though I know Parable he's been feeling a bit unwell today, but his team, they lost that upper final. They have had a bit of a break now between the loser semis and whatnot, so they will be that bit more refreshed than Team Shadow, which, whether that's a good team, whether it's a bad team, whether they're a bit cold now, who knows, but we will have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that I believe Parable's playing with COVID and a bunch of other unfortunate circumstances as well, and he's gotten to the losers final, which is a very impressive run. So you do have to wonder whether or not is he a good enough player to power through that.
And we'll find out there as his team take the lead. That is a great demo there, and they're just driving downfield. Parable making maneuvers happen, and Taze can't get in front of the ball, and it's a great finish by Sark. Sark early on showing why he is a very dangerous player.
Yeah, but that was Parable there. His pressure, his speed, his game knowledge to be able to get the ball set up, and then a brilliant pass in, and you might say a lucky bounce off the back, but it was that pressure that got them that chance in the first place. Great goal, so I think credit to Parable fighting through whatever illness he has to be able to create chances, and then Sark obviously to have the willingness to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, and we see Cookie trying to show off those mechanics that we know he has, but Parable being that a bit more experienced QB3 player, just right position, perfect timing, as we know he can be. Whether it happens or not, though, all the time, we'll have to wait and see, though, as we see a big commit, and that is a very wasted opportunity. Cookie steals the ball off his teammates and doesn't get enough power on the shot, and they really have to be capitalizing on those chances, Yummy.
Yeah, especially being a goal down in this game, you know, you have to make sure you're not making any mistakes like that with what I thought was a good goal there. Yeah, I mean, all three of them now perhaps on the back foot mentally and in the game's momentum. You know, you have to get some pressure on, and that was at least a promising sign.
It is indeed, and while I did stop paying attention to that for a second while I was trying to figure out what car is Vibs in. Is that Imperado or whatever it's called?
I think so.
Can we get a fact check by our staff team behind us? What car is Vibs in?
I believe it is an Imperator DT5.
Or whatever the name of it is, or however it's pronounced to me, yeah.
Pulse Fire's YouTube channel would recognise. Yeah, I mean, interesting car choices.
We're getting very bemused looks as they think we could be right, and they might be too lazy to look it up and are just agreeing with us. But then again, Parable scores, and he doubles the lead for his team, Yummy.
Yeah, that is just another miscommunication there, Cookie. Throwing the ball up as Taste misses, well, not misses, but went for the same ball. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you don't need from what you'd hope is a solid team. You know, you kind of, you can expect their mechanics to be fairly reliable. So So it's up to their chemistry, up to their communication to stay consistent. Up to scratches. That's a risky play. There's Parable isn't able to clear it, and Shadow takes advantage and scores.
And the lead is now down to 1, and that is kind of unfortunate from Parable's team. A bit of 50 on the goal line. He does well to clear it, but can't clear it well enough. And Shadow, they capitalise, and it's going to be interesting, Yummy. There's still plenty of time left for things to happen here.
Yeah.
As his Shadow, though, can't make anything happen. And that's some nice play by Parable. This is kind of what we were looking for from Epics earlier. What he was starting to do towards the middle and the end of that series, taking control, making plays, buying that all-important time for your team. Because if you have a third player that maybe isn't up to the level of obviously an SSL, which they shouldn't be in this tournament, then buying as much time for your teammates is always as good thing as possible.
Yeah, I think it should be noted that Parable's teammates have been playing very strongly so far, really holding their own against maybe slightly tougher opponents. And like, this is, I mean, Parable is just freestyling earlier, spinning around, and they're keeping consistent pressure up against this blue team defense, and they're able to recycle the ball out of their half very efficiently. I think that's one of Parable's strengths, perhaps, is being able to read the opposition and getting the ball around them a bit better. As Cookie scores there, Parable wasn't able to get that instance, and that was just quick plays there. The defense wasn't quite ready for that.
No, not indeed. And again, it's going to be very interesting to see, as I'm trying to faithfully look over. It is 2-2. Which, look, it's going to be interesting to see, as we're still only in this first game, and 2-2, heading to 30 seconds left. It is going to be quite interesting to see what ends up happening. And will overtime be forced, Jimmy?
I think at this rate, you know, there's a chance of it, but like, I think that the goals that they've scored so far have been flash goals. They've happened on counter-attacks, and they've happened maybe not due to sustained pressure, but due to a sudden chance from the wall and across the goal, and the other defense not being able to attack quick enough. And as we go to overtime and see Sark go for the ball now, missed the ball but lets it drop instead to Vibs. Tries to redirect it from the corner. Parable drops it down, and Cookie smashes it forward. Sark picks it up, and Shadow up in his element in the air. Yeah, he's been up there quite a bit, and you have to question whether or not he needs to get it up there more if he wants to try and take advantage of perhaps any weaknesses in the orange team's defense.
You say that. The aerial plays, while they are very effective in scoring chances, they also take you out of the game for longer than if you were doing an effective but simple ground play. So it's going to be, there's many pros and cons for it, but I've seen the ball dangling in front of net though, and we see a good clear by Sark, but only as far as Cookie, who's going to show off those mechanics. He's getting the ball to the midfield, but that's a great clear by Parable, showing up again exactly when his team need him. This sickness, this ailment is not kind of holding it back, it seems, at the moment. But as you see though, that's a miss in the backboard. But again, Parable, he is everywhere that his team needs him to be, Yummy.
Yeah, I think I've been particularly impressed by Vibs, who I thought would be great before this game, because I haven't played with him in some time. All I remember is perhaps a few championship games, but yeah, no, the entire orange team has been very solid as well, and that's particularly helpful to Parable, because trying to create these chances for them. As a bit of a goal might scramble, but could even create anything of it, and Parable gets it up the wall instead. For Taste to take a shot, he comes off the ceiling, hits it off the back of it. Parable is yet again there to clear it away.
Definitely, and it's going to be interesting to see. There's so much pressure being built by Team Shadow here. Parable and his team, Parable and Co, are just defending with their lives right now. As we see a good pinch though, Vibs is upfield, it could be in, but no, Shadow just back in time, and if Vibs managed to make contact, that could have been a very unlucky counter attack, or lucky you could say. As you see though, that's a great play. Oh my god, that is a big miss. Goal line scramble. What is happening? Oh my god, we are really seeing some end-to-end Rocket League right here, and I really think there probably should have been the goal or two for both sides already in this overtime, Yummy.
Yes, that was some critical misses on every side there. Perhaps the weaker seeds not capitalizing on the other weaker seeds' mistakes. As Sark gets a chance there, but it's hit against the ceiling of Taste now, cleared away. You know, misses like these are crucial because they can really make or break your whole team's series. You know, like it changes a game at a glance, especially in an overtime like this. You know, 3 minutes in, it's tough. You know, to lose to a whiff in the backboard. You have to pick yourself up. So I think it's hugely crucial to whatever team managed to hold on and not let in a stupid goal like that.
It really will be, but then again, we'll have to wait and find out. As there was again, oh no! It was good. It was a good shot by Parable. It was off originally. They just needed to take their time. I was about to call out the shooting of the defense, but Taste Rainbows, unfortunately, own goals, and
that is a certified Taste Rainbows classic. Unfortunately,
that really is that. You know what? In my eyes, that should have been the other way around and Parable scoring the own goal. That is a certified Parable moment right there. Now, Parable, unfortunately, you do realise we do love you, Parable. We do, but you can't admit that it wouldn't be something you'd do exactly. It'd be a bit more flamboyant. I mean, it'd be a bit more flair to Parable's own goals. But then again, they got the job done, Parable and Co. They're 1-0 up in this series right now, and one step closer to that elusive grand final.
Yeah, but I think it's critical that we point out that Shadow was quite strong that game. You know, they weren't perhaps a weak team to play against. You know, they held their own. They made sure they weren't a pushover, and you know that is promising again that we won't have a 3-0 sweep. That the Parables team have a foe to put up with, and perhaps I think Taste needs to pick himself up, you know, off the bottom of the scoreboard, and really show his stronger side, because we have seen it earlier today. He is a strong player in Canada, and that's what makes that team sort of scary. That when Taste pops off, that's a solid team to play against.
It really is, and by all hopes of count, I do love to see Parable win, but if this Team Shadow doesn't win this whole tournament, I will be very annoyed based off certain aspects that happened earlier. Revolving ERS series, but we don't talk about them, Yummy. We don't talk about them. Isn't that right, at this? But we will be fine. As we're waiting to see here, though, can Team Shadow and Co., will they be able to, I don't know, make some magic happen? We don't know. There's still plenty of time in this series, though. But Parable is looking quite strong, especially playing to his own strengths while really enabling his teammates, which is probably something that Shadow probably isn't doing quite as well as Parable is, enabling his teammates.
Yeah, he's perhaps a bit more of a mechanical player and therefore a single-minded player in that he wants to go for those mechanical plays and get up in the air, get a few resets and score a few goals, and he's pretty able for that. What Parable is able to do is he's able to break open that defense and to create chances. Just not thinking about himself as much as he's thinking about the game, he's thinking about creating chances and creating goal-scoring opportunities as Cookie scores. Shut my point down.
Very, very anticlimactic, though, with the way you just kind of describe the Cookie scores. But yeah, unfortunately, Sark can't really see him coming. His POV kind of cuts the play a bit, and that's a nice opening goal there for Team Shadow. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays.
Parable is going for a mechanical play in the corner and not thinking about his teammates perhaps as much as he should have, unfortunately. But he's generally, let's say, thinking about great chances.
Yeah, generally that is what he would try and do, because Parable, and again, he does love his solo plays, very formidable ones player, currently and in the past, obviously for a long time now, but he's also a very unique 3v3 and 2v2 player with a lot of his mind games and his fakes and kind of generally trying to outwit his opponent. So it'll be interesting to see, because obviously a teammate of mine in ERS at the moment, my_parable, as he's caught lacking on the goal line there, just kind of very flat-footed on the goal line, and Cookie manages to score once again.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've seen Cookie score twice in rapid succession, and you have to ask, is this perhaps an ill omen for Parable's team? Is this Cookie stepping up to the plate and showing his strong side as well? Is he bringing Shadow's team closer to that 50 euro with some good plays and some good goals?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting indeed. But then again, we do love to see a good series for the content. As much as for our own sanity, we love to see sweeps from here on out. We do what the stream pleases, and they do love a good sweep, reverse sweep, or game 5s in general. A lot of overtimes, don't they? Anything that just kind of keeps the gameplay going, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think even matchups that go 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, if we see that, that's equally entertaining as well. So yeah, I'd be excited, because I think they're quite a variable team, Shadow team. They change according to the tides or some mystical influence from the cosmic background or something. You've got the strong games, and then you've got the weak games, and it makes for exciting games, certainly.
It really does make some exciting games, though, as we see a lovely team goal line pinch to clear from Team Shadow, which I think that might have been Taste and Cookie for the ERS chemistry. But the goal is wide open. Sark can't capitalise, and Vibs hits the crossbar from close out. And then again, Cookie bringing it in on the counter attack, and that was really what Team Parable needed. And off the crossbar in the woodwork. They are having no luck. Everyone is being post merchants right now, Yummy.
Yeah, Vibs chasing a demo there, but I think for Vibs there, it's just unfortunate. You're coming in hot at a ball, and you're expecting it to be a bit lower, so you don't have time to react to it being a bit higher than you were expecting, so you can't double jump in time and just smash it off the crossbar. And then on the other side, it's got a really close chance. So it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster from both sides.
It really is indeed, and now there's not much time, 30 seconds remaining, and we really need to see some action before Team happens there. And that's a great shot by Sark.
Perfect placement there from Sark. He gets it. A great shot there. I mean, it's a great setup there from Parable as well. And the awareness from Sark, that's exactly what you want from a second man there for Parable. Parable's got the speed to create the chance, and then Sark knows enough about the game to be able to seat his car exactly where it needs to be to put it in the bottom.
And there's still plenty, well, not plenty of time, but there's just enough time for Team Parable, or should we call it Team Sark after that goal, to be able to try and find an equalizer in this game, though. Ball's getting pinched mid. Parable, he's definitely thinking about the fake there. The ball gets pinched away, and we have tied up our series, effectively making it a best of 3 with that Team Shadow win.
Yeah, and this is good for Shadow's team, and good for Cookie as well, because you've been looking at Shadow on top of the scoreboard for the entire day, perhaps, but to come ahead of that game with 2 goals in your pocket and 3 shots, that's good momentum to carry into the next game, despite having gone a goal down in the last few seconds of the game. This is again, I have to point out Taste. God bless him, I love him to death, but he's on 86 points, and for the caliber of that team, you need to be a bit higher to be able to pressure Parable's team. And Cookie perhaps picked up the slack a bit there, but yeah.
You do, but he was also just filling in a lot of gaps and leaving Cookie and Shadow do their thing, which, if it gets him less points, they won the game. That's all that really matters in the end.
That's true.
Again, I am just giving a bit of copium for some copium merchants that like to say they just enable their teammates and don't do much, like myself, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see as we're going to get this game 3 underway momentarily. As we're going to say, will we see a game 5? Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out, because anything is possible at this stage except a sweep, Yummy. That's not like possible.
A sweep is not possible now after an equal Equalizing game from Shadow's team as we head into game 3. An equal kickoff there, but Cookie smashes it forward and Sark's now in the back to try and get it cleared out. Cookie comes in and pinches it to the other side, and Sark keeps keeps the pressure up and gets it over Shadow. Cookie now can't get it off the backboard, but can 50 it away, and now Shadow and his team are trying to break out of the defense.
That was a good chance to capitalise for Team Barbell, but that was some great defense by Team Shadow as they're trying to capitalise now on some maybe dodgy defense. That's a great 50 by Barbell. He is buying his team so much time, and he manages a great clear downfield. He gives the ball straight back to Cookie, but he is buying his team so much time. Barbell, that was some great play by him. That's a great flick by Cookie. Barbell, he misses the ball, and that could be a goal, but that's a great save by Sark, and he keeps his team in it.
Yeah, that was a few goal line scrambles there, and Barbell and Sark both equally capable to clear that ball in the end. And Sark's able to create chances on the other side as well, which is great for Barbell's team. But you know, these scares, you know, they have to be sort of getting the sweat up. You know, the adrenaline pumping. You're thinking, oh God, when's the next big chance going to come? Am I going to be there for it? You know?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see whether that happens or not. But still 0-0 in this series, about a minute and a half into this game. And we're just going to have to wait and see. So we're seeing a bit of pressure being built by Barbell's team right now, though. But as I said, Shadow forcing the ball downfield. That's a great intercept by Sark. And we're seeing a lot of kind of ping pong right now. A lot of kind of going back and forth. But as I say that, though, Cookie does absolutely brilliant to control the ball and just work it downfield, kind of move it down, progress the ball up that field. As we see a bit of pressure tried to apply. But that's a big double commit. I'm just kind of going to ease off that pressure now.
Yeah, but all the players are quick to rotate and get themselves back into position. Thanks the scary team to face up against. And Cookie's able to control that ball very well in the air, which is perhaps a match for Barbell's expertise in Sark. You know, you've got that sort of the stalling ability there to let his teammates get into position if they've carried away or gotten mixed in the rotations. You know, you've got that sort of pausing ability there to hang in the air for a few more seconds. You know.
I can admit that most players in this field would be able to do that. It's more whether they have the mental capacity to think of it and even decide to do it. Yeah. As we see a brilliant backwards fake by Barbell, but he can't force the next 50 downwards, and he is doing some great work to stall this ball in the corner. Finds its way to Sark. He gets the bomb in. And that's a great bump by Sark to find the open net for Vibs. And we finally have a team in the lead in this game, Yummy.
Yeah, Sark has been playing very well this entire season, especially there. That's a huge one taste. And Vibs credit him to be able to position himself ready for that open net opportunity.
Indeed, it was just a brilliant capitalization by Sark. He made so much happen with that play. As we see, though, Shadow tries to go for the double free per sec, can only get the one. As we see here, though, that's a nice bump by Cookie to try and force the play open. Team Shadow
is that
could be in for Team Barbell. No, Team Shadow, they're having a lot of like pressure and like moments, but they're not really creating any clear cut opportunities, Yummy, which you kind of need to start doing if you want to get a few goals in the series.
Yeah, you've got sort of the chance creating ability there, but I haven't seen enough yet. Oh well. I mean, when chances are handed to you like that, and you've got Sark waiting on the sidelines to smash it in.
Indeed, I think he ends up pinching a small bit the defender, but very interesting indeed as they double their lead in this game, and it's another rather poor moment from Team Shadow. The nerves might be getting into them a small bit, which might anger me after this series. We'll find out, Yummy. But it's going to be quite interesting, as I think Barbell, but I think he's just been a bit head and shoulders. Shadow's definitely had a bit more edge on the mechanics in this series, but I do think in terms of overall what he's adding to his team and just controlling the play, I do think Barbell has been a bit head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah, totally. You can see that quality, the speed of his plays, and how aware he is of the ball and the abilities that he's having. So I think I'd like to credit Sark, but maybe a bit more than other people would, because I haven't played with them recently either. But I think he's playing fantastically, and he's also there. Like he's there to get the chance that the parable is serving him. He's creating chances of his own, you know, and Vibs's as well. So yeah, close from there.
It is quite close indeed, but the clock is running now with 10 seconds rain. And I think that is all but it for Shadow's team in this game. As we see another goal just cleared off the goal line. A bit unfortunate with the bounce there off the crossbar, I mean, but Shadow has currently left the match, but we will get him back in quite shortly. Maybe just a preset change, and that is currently 2-1 to Team Parable and Co. in this series, if I am correct. And effectively 1-0 up in a best of 3, Yummy.
Yeah. You've got that the sort of the other side of the metronome now swinging, and maybe we'll see with the preset change, we'll see Shadow flip that metronome back the way, and Shadow's team will get a win. Maybe they'll get their heads together. They'll ask themselves, what went wrong that game? Why weren't we as strong? Parable with 6 shots there.
I could tell you what's wrong from that, definitely from the scoreboard we saw earlier. It's the fact that Taste isn't at 80 points down the bottom of the leaderboard, you know. He's like, definitely why.
Yeah.
They're having to rely on Taste. You know, see, he's obviously a very good player, but see, Taste is that enabler, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see. And Taste, we do love you. We are only having a little heartful laugh.
A hateful laugh, yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I can't speak right now.
You'll forgive us, stream, if we are a bit frazzled after an entire day.
It's been a long day. It has been a long day. But then again, we love you, Taste. We really do. And we're gonna see, can you be that crucial difference maker for your team to force that game 5, or is Parable just gonna be too strong?
That's the question on everyone's mind as we head into game 4. 2-1 on the game series, and we have perhaps an interesting preset choice here from Shadow. An Esper, I believe it is called. I don't know what the hell is going on. If he wins the game and thinks, you know what I need an Esper.
That is quite a classic Taste, I will admit.
Taste?
It is Taste.
Oh, my bad.
It is Taste. Because to be fair, Taste, previously I know he has been a bit known to go for an Esper whenever he's just not necessarily in the best mood, which can happen quite often with Taste if he thinks he's playing bad. He could be playing perfectly fine, it's just whether in his mind he is or not. But that's a great double tap off the ceiling by Cookie, but that's a bit unfortunate by Parable. He would have had the save, but he trips on the post. Just a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
But sometimes fortune favours the bold.
Yeah, and that was a very bold play there from Cookie to speedily hit the ball off the ceiling and smash it towards the goal. And that's sort of perhaps more of the mechanical 1v1 style. I don't know there, but Shadow and Cookie both strike kind of players who like to go for cheeky freestyle, and that was a good example of it in action there. Sark heads for the ball, but they have to clear it away.
Yeah, indeed, and we'll see whether some magic can happen. As we see there, though, magic did happen. A bit of misplay right there. I don't know, Taste and Cookie maybe just taking off Taste a bit, but that's just leaving the defense a bit wide open, and yeah, we're back in it.
That was a great pass there from Cookie, unfortunately for him, I think. But yeah, Sark was able to place his car perfectly to jump over Cookie but still hit the ball perfectly, get enough power that defenders returning would be able to hit the ball.
Yeah, and look, it's great capitalization, great pressure. And yes, we are continuing talking as unfortunately we were a bit interrupted by D-Mother coming into the room, but it is fine. We are making do with what we have. And we will, when we're next on our short break, I think we'll go and find out what she wanted. Probably something to do with the Irish rugby score, but we will find out. While we're in the middle of this and we're trying to find out, as we're midway through this game, I'd say, roughly, and it's 1-1, Yummy. Half-time, 31-13. Thank you. I was going to ask our lovely admin to provide us an update, but 31-13 to Ireland vs Tonga in their Rugby World Cup pool
yeah, and I
stage
think
match.
the Irish team has been playing fantastically this entire thing.
They really
Joke and
have.
roaring joke. Yeah, no. How do you think this Esper is working with this
I think,
what a goal.
you know what? Considering you asked me, and they scored 2 seconds later, did Taste have any involvement in this?
No.
You know what? No, he was faking the defender. We'll call that.
You can call that a fake.
He can. The defender did not get anywhere near the ball because Taste was confusing them.
He was so confused by the beautiful shape of the Esper flying in the air above the ball that he failed to notice the ball under him. As Taste goes up to the ball, hits it, sets up Shadow now for a play. But Sark is equal for him to the ball back.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. While they are leading this game currently, it is kind of do or die territory for this Team Shadow. They need to hold this lead. They don't need to let that pressure get to them. But then again, we kind of wouldn't mind that because, or we might want them to hold out because we kind of want that elusive game 5, don't we?
Cheeky game 5 would never turn.
I say elusive. Every series on stream has been a game 5 so far.
Yes. The series before us, game 5. This one, a game 5. You would love to see game 7 then in the grand finals.
Oh, I don't know if our hearts can take that. I mean, we've been here for a while.
Or our voices, but yeah, no, it's looking good for Shadow's team. They've got consistently good pressure this whole game. Shadow's been looking strong on his mechs. Everyone's been strong everywhere, really. I can't find the words to describe other than they've been solid, yeah.
Everyone has been really solid, and the elegance of the Esper has also been kind of floating around as well, which we do have to kind of have a bit of a enjoying kind of momentous occasion for them, as we love my alliteration with our elegant Esper. And yeah, look, it's gonna be quite good to see. Can something happen though with the rest of the series? That's a good 50 by Sark to Cookie, just trying to buy as much time as possible, but then Shadow also actually in an octave, which I did not notice until now. I was kind of too busy on. And the elegant Esper scores! Taste Rainbows! Bringing the Esper back to life!
Oh, that is a beautiful goal there from Taste, and he's been on the ceiling quite a lot this game actually, and this time it pays off very well for him since he's able to smash that ball in. And no one is there to stop him, and now you're a bit more confident that yes, we are going to go to a game 5 here as we hit 3-1 with 30 seconds remaining. Shadow's team look confident. But is this confidence going to hold into game 5?
I think it will, especially considering that goal by the Esper effectively sends this Esper's team into an elegant game 5, as we were trying to name as many words with E as possible, Yummy. Like, do you have any other flamboyant E words to throw into this so that we could root for Team Esper?
Effervacious, I'd say.
I don't even know what that means, Yummy, but we'll go with it. We'll roll with it. And as we see, Team Shadow wins that game, and we are heading to game 5, Yummy.
I think I made up a word there, but yeah, effervescent Espers instead of Shadow's team, we'll call them the effervescent Espers, just to please Dave's alliteration bug. And that was a strong play there from Shadow's team. That was across the board, just solid, and Parable's team not really able for them. Just sort of the cracks are showing, Dave. I think in that the defense every now and again, and Shadow's team are well able to pick out those cracks and exploit them, score goals when given the opportunity.
We really are, and it's going to be very interesting to see who is going to win this game 5 opportunity. And actually, while we have the mother in the room, Team Parable, will they win the game 5? Tall Dara from Dublin. Yes. Parable, if you're listening, my mother is rooting for you, and we believe having a delightful stream. Yes, and that's some great news in the background. But we're going to see, can Parable, with the backing of D-Mother, win this series, Yummy?
I would absolutely think that they have it in them, you know. Shadow's team has shown already that coming off of strong performances, they can just not bring that into the next game. And I think Parable and Sark are well able to create the chances they need to get some momentum back on their side.
We do, as we see a good bit of pressure here now with Cookie trying to challenge Sark on the backboard, but can't do too much. Parable is the only one last back. As hits the backboard, Cookie's up there, but can't find the target. And Team Parable getting away with one there, as we see a double commit on the line. Quick counter-attack opportunity possible, but no, nothing can be done. As we see Shadow trying to make some magic happen here, but magic unfortunately is not on the field. Probably moderating some the Twitch chat for us, but we can't see anything happen. As we're seeing the pressure kind of starting to turn in favour of this Team Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, there was an example there earlier, I thought, very much of how getting Parable out of the play can make things really, really scary for his team. Because as soon as he committed for a ball and was beaten, there was a very sketchy moment, and it took a double commit for them to get out of it, you know. And Shadow's team's consistent pressure can create these moments very easily.
It is, but it could also lead to very quick overcommits, which we've seen before, that this Parable and Co, especially with Sarka that held of that attacking trident, can really find some quick counter-attacking opportunities to score some critical goals, especially with Parable buying time for his team there. But that's not a great 50. That could be straight in, and it's not. And Taste can't find the target. It's because he's not in the Esper. Taste, what are you doing? You're throwing the series by not being in the Esper.
Yeah, you have to question Taste's decision making there. I mean, what was he thinking? Changing from the Esper to the Ox.
They're losing because he's not in the Esper. As we see here though, Vibs with 1v1 opportunity cannot score Yummy. But as we see here though, oh, that's a great defense by Shadow. Oh, my heart can't take this, Yummy.
Yeah, this is a spice again 5 already, and they're scrappy, you know, the orange team, but they've gotten out of that consistent pressure from Shadow's team, and now they're hammering the shots on, and this is huge, you know. This next goal, I think, could very well decide the game, you know.
Yeah, it definitely can. We're seeing some very scrappy Rocket League, but we're also seeing some very enjoyable Rocket League to watch here, as there's lots of opportunities and lots of good, crucial saves, though, and exciting moments. As we see, though, Team Shadow being putting on some good pressure. That could find the target. There is one there, and that's a great save. And Vibs and Sark combine, and they can keep the ball out of the net, though. Shadow up on the pitch, though.
Oh no!
And that, oh, you can't score it, the woodwork! That was almost a certain goal from our POV in the casting booth. And that is, oh, I have no words for that, Yummy.
That was an incredible piece of play there from Shadow's team. And how they haven't come away from that with a goal is incredible. I mean, first with Sark's brilliant goal line save, and then was quickly cleared away by Vibs. And then just hammering home the shots and missing a free goal, you would say, is just, it must be heartbreaking, really.
Heartbreaking indeed, as we see Parable with his 1v1 expertise does not fall for any Cookie's shenanigans, though we'll have to wait and find out, though. As you see, though, the ball has just popped in midfield. Cookie, can he do much? Only as far as Parable, it seems. Vibs up. He is doing brilliantly to actually take control of that, but I think that's a bit of a double overcommit, though, by Team Parable. The net is wide open. There's no one on defense. The ball is the backboard. Parable gets back in time, and he is clutching up for his team once again when he needs. He's trying to keep the ball close, buy some time for his team. You see Cookie making this play happen, but no, ball up the backboard. We have 10 seconds left, Yummy. Overtime looks all but certain.
Yeah, this is
as Vibs misses. Oh, we are almost guaranteed. We are heading to overtime, Yummy.
And this is, I think, perhaps the closest game we've had so far, despite the huge chances for Shadow's team. Parable's team have shown defensive resilience as well. And I think I was proven correct earlier when I said that the next goal would prove to be very important because it will decide the entire series.
You are right indeed with that. So it'll be the only goal of this game, so it will be the most important. And we see though Shadow takes the ball up. He's been challenged quickly, and that's a great challenge by Parable. Just stopping Shadow at the heart of any offensive aerial threat that we know he can and very capable of doing. As we see Circle brings the ball up the sidewall into the field. He passes the ball infield. Vibs can't get it, unfortunately, and Parable last back. He has to try and buy as much time as possible though. Can't do much. Taste. Unfortunately, he's not in the Esper, so he can't make much happen. Let's see the ball put infield though. The ball's to Vibs, and it's a backflip by Vibs. And Team Shadow takes the series, and that is absolutely heartbreaking.
Your heart goes. Yeah.
Our heart, D-Mother's heart goes deeply out to Parable's team, but also Team Taste. That was a great 50 by Taste. I think this is our Taste team. We need the Esper in that grand final. We need it.
Yeah, we do.
And if he doesn't, I think, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So, but look, we're going to head to a short break, Yummy, and we'll be back right after this for our grand final of our solo standard draft. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the grand final of the RL Ireland 3v3 solo standard draft tournament. And what a shock! Welcome back, Yummy!
Hello, Dave.
We're back again.
Yet
Long time
again.
no see.
I haven't left. Yeah, and I'm excited for this grand final, Dave. I think it's going to be great crack ahead of us as Shadow's team, who we've followed for the past two series. For the third time, they march onto the breach, and they face this time Nuss, JTGM, and who's the third? I definitely haven't forgotten.
That is a good question. JTGM, and I have also forgotten.
Lava Flare.
Duffy! Yes, Duffy, that's it. How can we forget our favorite? How can we forget Duffy? You know, actually, how could we forget Duffy?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. That's poor.
Look, it'll be fine in the end. As we see, though, for format-wise, it is a best-of-7 this grand final, but Team Nos do get a one-game advantage coming through that winner's bracket. There is no bracket reset. It's just the one-game advantage, as we said. So, will coldness, or will they just be fresh, Team Nos? Or will fatigue start to set in for this Team Shadow? And the question is, I'm looking out for an Esper. Is there an Esper? No. Taste.
Nope.
I'm sorry, you're losing. Good riddance. Bye-bye.
Well, you said that last time, but they were already off to a great start.
As I say that, they score. Typical caster's curse, isn't it?
Yeah, off the back of Taste's setup play there, set up the assist. And yeah, well, I think the mechs might not be so warmed up, but they do have a game in which to use to their advantage to warm up. They only need the 3 games to win, whereas Shadow's team needs the full 4. And I think that could be very important for them as they start off on the weeks. But never mind.
It could, but
never
the game is equalized, and again, he is making sure we don't forget who he is this time, Yummy. Duffy scores to equalize this game.
Yeah.
And it was well capitalized by Duffy, and you know, can't say too much. He did well.
An unfortunate side.
Um,
and
okay.
perhaps another jammy goal there. We'll have to watch the replay to see exactly what it was. It was a poor.
Bit of controller misflip issue by Shadow, and maybe some nerves setting in this grand final. That's not exactly what you want to see.
No, especially not in your first seed. But they go 2-1 down in a minute. 3 goals in a minute. That's very impressive. So we hope that we'll see more of that going forward.
We really will. Hopefully see this more as a. It will be interesting to see. Wait, 2-1.
2-1. Yeah.
Oh jeez, I thought it was 1-1. Never mind. It's been a long day. I'm tired now. We've been here for a while, but look, we're gonna see this through to the end, Lily. Unless something unfortunately happens, but you know, not gonna happen. Touch wood, Yummy. Touch wood.
Are you saying it all?
For visual reference for the audience, I did just touch Yummy's head as a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
But then again, it is now 3-1 in favor of Team Nos, and they are showing why they came through.
What a pass there!
That upper bracket.
to JTGM. That was a brilliant pass there from a person I don't. Oh, it would have been Duffy passed there to JTGM. I didn't see that. Yeah, Duffy passed there. It was a brilliant touch to set JTGM up, and I mean this is a strong start for a team that you would think aren't so warmed up, but perhaps they've just been sat in free play, keeping those mechs warm and keeping their heads cool, which is perhaps important.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a fresh perspective because they don't have that series fatigue. This Team Shadow is their third series in a row, I think, if I'm correct. So if teams maybe start to not go their way, especially after playing for such a long period, it might not be that good to try and see any momentum change or mentality change. As we see a close shot, and that's not going to help there. But Shadow manages to score, and we're back down to a 1-goal game, Yummy.
Yeah, that was perhaps a lucky bounce off the crossbar there, but Shadow still able to recover and hit the ball in, and that's huge for them. You know, they've still got that belief in this game. Half the game left to go, and they still have everything to fight for, really. And they know they can score those goals still. Shadow believes in his ability to get ahead.
He really does, and we're going to try to see can anything happen with the Rangers series. There's still plenty of time left in this, so I can't believe there's so little time gone. It feels like this game has been going on for a while with the amount of goals and the amount of action, but we'll see there though as Nuss just can't make it happen, unfortunately. This is here though. That's a great clear downfield by Cookie, and Nuss capital, and he managed to get a good crucial clear on defense. But a bit of a funky design with the Fennec, which we're kind of feeling, you know. We're so used to the days of a lot of very just stock Fennecs and a lot of anodized pearls, you know, kind of French or kind of, you know, Middle Eastern designs. But as we see here, though, Nuss deciding to bring out a bit of funky design, which with higher level players generally not the case, Yummy.
I think it speaks to how frazzled we are that we spent as much time talking about the card designs as we do the actual gameplay. But yeah, I mean, they've all been strong so far. You know, Shadow has created some chances. There's been a lot of hopeful balls sent forward. There's been a lot of floaties and Cookie playing with his food here.
Floaties?
Yeah, floating balls. That
Okay.
I call them floaties. Maybe no one else does, but I think it makes sense. You know, balls going from one side of the pitch to the other. There hasn't been perhaps a concise attack yet, a clear constructive attack. But it is early days in the series yet. We may see more of those later on.
Definitely, as we see a
No!
a lot of shenanigans happening there on the goal line. Some crossbar downs, some attackers flipping. I don't know. There was a lot of shenanigans happening on that goal line. Too much to even recollect. I see a nearly good shot on target there by Taste. Sorry, very similar car from earlier to Shadow, so I was getting confused. But you see though, gets the ball up. Cookie can't capitalise, and that is looking very good for this Team Nuss. As we see though, ball is still up. Shadow gets the ball infield. That is a great clear by Duffy, and Team Nuss takes that. And with that one game advantage from earlier, they now lead into a 2-0 lead in this series.
Yeah, and that is a huge game to win for Nuss team. Despite him being bottom of the leaderboard, that's a strong performance, you would say. They are showing that despite having not played a series, you know, perhaps they've, as you were saying, have the other team has a bit of series fatigue. They've played 4 series in a row, 5.
Yeah, easily.
This is their 4th, or is it might be their 3rd in the lower bracket. But yeah, the other team have a confidence to come to winners bracket. You know, they haven't lost. You know,
That's a great save by Taste though.
Yeah.
Game is back to normal, and Taste with another card change that isn't Jesper. So unfortunately, Duffy is going to absolutely demolish Taste in this series because Duffy actually had a very good last game. He was doing a lot of work for his team, and Duffy, I think, is counting as that third player. I'm pretty sure. Yes, Duffy, it would be that third round. So when you have your third round top in the leaderboard, scoring goals, making a lot of play happen, I think you're doing you're going to form a very good team for yourself.
Yeah, that is a great team to go into a grand final with. You know, you've got strong players on every side. I've talked at length about how solid the Shadows team is, but I think Nuss team takes that to another level. All three of them are quite high level players, and they've got the strength to beat Shadows team, as you've seen in game 1.
We have indeed, and that's a great demo. And Nuss is a bit out of position, bit too far off the goal line, and Cookie able to capitalise. And that is a great start for Team Shadow in this game number 2/3 technically.
Yeah, we'll call it game 3 just not to confuse ourselves. Because this is the third game that Nuss team wants to win, and Shadow's team wants to stop them. And if they can get the series to 2-1, that will be massive for their mental, because it stops that possibility of a sweep. As they get a second goal, Cookie there yet again capitalising on the gaping wide hole in the defense. Nuss not able to save that.
No.
Neither is JTGM.
Neither of them were to, unfortunately, and that's like a nice commanding lead early on from these two, and it's going to be interesting to see. Again though, nearly got a third to their tally, and this is not the start that Nuss's team would have wanted. They really want to try and impose more of a lead on themselves in this final before allowing that momentum from the lower bracket team though. As we see that though, Nuss, brilliant redirect, and he really brings his team back into this game to try and shut down any momentum Shadow and the boys have.
Yeah, I mean, you see there the pressure that they're able to generate. JTGM setting the play up perfectly there, and they step closer to a level game, and that's got to be scary for Shadows. You're thinking you have a 2-0 lead. You've got this this game perhaps not settled, but you've got a very strong lead, you'd think, and then all of a sudden it's 2-1, and there's only one goal in it, and that has to be taxing, and you have to think and make mistakes based on obviously.
You really do. It is going to be very interesting to see how it ends up happening, but it's still only one goal in it, so Nuss trying to put it to the backboard, but Duffy gets managed clear, but gets demoed for his troubles. As you see though, there's a lot of kind of boomer ball going on by Team Shadow, and then a lot of kind of trying to get his team though, as we see one-on-one, and that is brilliant by JTGM. There's a little bit of space, he ends up finding himself in a 1v1 with the diving man, and then he gets the 1v1 with Cookie, and that is absolutely brilliant to equalise this game number 3.
Yeah, I was expecting him to go around the ball and go for a demo instead, but he just slows it right down and lets the challenge come to him, and he very, very calmly just flicks it over the speeding Cookie. And that is a huge goal to score if you're Nuss's team. You're saying, excuse you, Shadow, we are the winners here. We are the ones with the claim to the tournaments. These are pretenders to the throne. You are not allowed to step into these hallowed halls. That is our duty to win.
I got very confused in that middle of that sentence. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of big words there, and there was a lot of too much for my brain to handle at this time of night. But we're gonna try and see, will this go on a lot longer? As we see a lot of crucial misses though, that could come back to bite them very easily, as we see a quick counter attack by JTGM. Oh, there's too many letters in his name, but for every letter it adds to his power even more. I see Duffy trying to make some magic happen, but no, magic fortunately still not on this field, so we're gonna see what can happen.
Yeah, they've had some promising chances, but since they've equalised from a 2-0 point in the game, there's not been a lot of life in them yet, and you have to hope that there's still some fighting spirit in them that they can muster up and just keep battling and make this into the exciting series we want it to be.
We do want it to be a very exciting series, but also a winner must be crowned at the end of the day, whether that be in a sweep or whether that be in a Game 7. But as we all know, we see a bit of mind games going on here, but that's some great defense by Team Nuss. But Cookie gets the ball in field. JGTM, he's doing some great work on defense here. Him and Nuss really coordinating so that there's always kind of one of them around that net at all times to try and stop any potential threat, while leaving the other and Duffy kind of pushed out a bit to try and not have themselves trapped in their box as much as maybe some other teams have kind of subdued to Team Shadu in the past.
Yeah, as we head towards an overtime here, it's still up in the air who's going to win this game. I think it could go either way, Dave.
It really could go either way. I think Team Nuss probably has looked that bit more solid as a team. Those team plays haven't necessarily come off as well, but as we say, a nearly opportunity capitalised on, but it was put away in the end, and Cookie manages to score. And again, Castro's curse. I was just proven wrong, Yummy. Just proven wrong, and it's going to be very interesting now. As again, that's going to be 2-1 in the series to Team Nuss now.
Yeah, that was great playmaking there from Cookie, and we have a series on our hands, Dave. We are not going to see a 4-0 sweep from this team. They have a game on the board, and that has to be huge for the mental, don't you think?
It's going to be absolutely huge for the mental indeed. And look, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens now, because again, we look at it though, that scoreline was very close, but if we looked at some of those stats, right?
Yeah. 16 shots.
Team Nuss had a 66% goal to shot ratio. Team Shadow, I can't do the maths that quickly.
About a fifth, I think.
About a fifth, because in the comparison they had 16 shots.
Yeah, they had 16 shots.
So just under a fifth, I'd say. So about 17-18%, I'd say.
Yeah.
We're going to say roughly. But then again, that just shows it didn't necessarily look like that during the series, but the amount of pressure that Team Shadow had during that game based on these shots was immense.
Yeah. I mean, the pressure that they had to exert on Nuss team speaks volumes to both the strength of Nuss team and how well Shadow's team was able to keep the pressure up, and hammer those shots home, and they were eventually able to convert those shots.
Yeah, it's definitely. We ignore what was happening in the background there. Our lovely admin was definitely not blowing me some air kisses for keeping this going. But look, we'll find out now what's going to happen with the remainder of this series. As again, it is shown, it has been so close. Team Nuss did take that first game, but Team Shadu did look, based on stats wise anyway, to be dominating that last game. So we will find out though, as we see Nuss make 2 crucial saves in a row.
That's a missed open net right there, Dave. There was a gaping wide open net, and the shot just wasn't on, and that is not good enough for a grand final. You want things to be closer. You want the goals to be easier to score instead of missing open chances like that. I mean, that's huge.
It really is. You've got to be taking those open nets when they come. They don't come very often, especially now at the moment when you have some very solid players in this grand final. But we will have to see, as we see Tace being quite a bit too far upfield as third man, but he manages to take control of the ball calmly, and he's buying some team some valuable time, which we haven't seen him do previously, and he's really starting to find his own feet in this series. Still not in an Esper, so I'm still very disappointed, but we'll find out. As we see here though, can't really capitalise too much, or can they? As nearly gets the ball infield, but Shadow is perfect in position again. He is nearly everyone in defense for his team.
Yeah, and you have to hope that if we do get to a game 7 that the Esper will come out to save us all, as there's an open net waiting for Cookie to score that. What happened there, Dave?
Duffy side flips a bit out of the way. He tries to maybe fake the first man, but Tace doesn't buy out of it. He just dives his first man, as he should. And then again, the net's just left wide open. There's no one back in defense, and Cookie capitalizes. And that is not a good start for Team Nuss.
No, it's not. Just flying across the face of the goal there at the very end sort of sums up the entire goal. It was unfortunate goal conceded for Nuss and his team, but I'm sure, you know, given their strength, that they will be able to bounce back and score their own goal.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. It's going to be very interesting to see if they can bounce back indeed. And that's a word I've realised I've started using a lot throughout the series. Especially through the cast, whoever's known me for a while, I do tend to have my few words I do go back to. But it will be interesting to see. That's another phrase there, actually, without even realising. Just so common in the vernacular, Yummy. And we're going for our big words today, aren't we?
Try some Irish words as well. Try simul every now and again, just to spice it up.
Interesting.
Diversify, yeah.
Yes, let's go. My ordinary Irish is paying me off well.
Yeah, we've taken through some of the play that's been happening here.
Yeah. Tog hit oil arm. Leroy.
Oh!
I was right! Let's go! Scoral?
Sure, yeah.
Scoral?
Right, yeah.
You're the Irish speaker.
I mean, there's a lot of important English words as well. So
Scoral, is that a word?
Scoral, I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll not.
To be fair, this man doesn't even says Modra weird, so we'll leave him off. Well, look, again, that makes it 2-0 in this game to Team Shadow. And look, the momentum is all in their favour right now. We need to see if Team Nuss can get that mentality back together and see can they really try and make some magic happen, because they're not doing well at the moment.
Yeah, I think I need to start watching the game instead of just waffling for a bit, you know. But it will be exciting to see the series be equaled up on 2-2, you know. And I think if it does go that far, and we've seen 2-0 leads crumble in the past, it might be on their minds a bit that overall, you know, ignoring the one game advantage that Shadow's team will have we'll not think about that.
Not yet.
We will leave that until
the
the game is over, as enough scores the goal.
We will know a lot more once the game is over how this series is going to go, won't we? I see, says the blind man in that regard. And look, it's going to be very interesting. And Simul. But yeah, it's we will find out. And see there though.
Well, I was very correct when I said earlier that we've seen 2-0 leads crumble.
You were.
As if I was in some way predicting this 2-2 result that we are staring at right now. With a minute left, Dave, who do you have it winning this game?
Team Shadow has looked a lot more imposing, but Team Nuss has just kind of 2-0 comeback. So it's anyone's to tell. I think Team Shadow has that bit more oomph, but the momentum is currently all with Team Nuss in this game.
Yeah, I can.
So I think the real winner is yeah, because that is the real treasure. The friends and the memories we've made along this way in this tournament. I think the real winner of this tournament is me, who got my new PC built for me. I think that's the real winning.
Delighted for you, mate. But we have more pressing matters on our hand, as €50 up for grabs to whoever can break this deadlock we have. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. I'm looking at the stream.
There is a bit of delay on the stream otherwise, but with 5 seconds left, it looks like we are almost destined for overtime, as this ball is launched towards Team Shadow's net, and they cannot capitalize on me, and we are going into overtime. Who do you see winning this?
Who do I see winning this? Well, I'll be honest with you. I think the momentum at this moment is in Team Orange's favour. I think
Team Nuss
and co are looking strong, and Shadow's team perhaps haven't been as consistent in the last few minutes of this game.
No, I would agree that they necessarily haven't, but it will be have to see, as I'm very confused looking at our admin kind of chanting in the background, it seems. But yeah, who does our admin see winning this game? He won. Okay, Team Lost are winning this. Yeah, okay, according to Mr. Admin for the tournament himself.
One has to imagine that is nothing personal at all. That is all to do with time. I would agree with him. I do also want to go to bed. But the caster in me, Dave, wants to see the exciting Rocket League. I want to see the Game 7. So I think Team Shadow, I hope maybe that they will be able to pull something out of the bag, Dave.
Yeah, look. Only time will tell as something might be pulled out of the bag. As Shadow gets a crucial touch there to make the save, otherwise that was in. And Nuss a bit out of position. Cookie, the air dribble bump, but Nuss is perfectly there. Taste gets it over. Nice, can't score. The orange team is in shambles with their defense. Shadow hits the crossbar. And JCM is so awkward. No! Our admin is very excited for these actions and behind the scene. And that is some great defense slash poor capitalization by blue team. And that's a great shot by Cookie. And CK is not happy. And we were 2-all? And we are now 2-all. And this effectively becomes a best of 3, Yummy.
I will return to what I was saying earlier in that case. Delighted for you, Jack. But I will return to what I was saying earlier, that I've forgotten what I was saying earlier, but I remember I stopped because all of a sudden it wasn't so certain who was going to win the game, as Shadow's team almost bottled that 2-0 leads. They came back in the end, though, and that is the important thing.
They really did, and I have a slight feeling whoever wins this game is going to be our admin's new favourite team to win the series. But yeah, that's what I effectively think is going to happen. And it's going to be very interesting, as now whoever wins, there's 3 more games of Rocket League left potentially, and whoever wins the whole tournament. And a nice lovely €50 prize? €50 prize, yes, I am correct in saying that. I've got confirmation from our lovely admin today, who is not Lovely Cans. In case you get confused with the word lovely. And I see though, our admin is still going for Team Nuss at the moment. But yeah, Nuss scores, and again, they've done well to capitalise with all the chances they've had in the previous few games. But all the shots, could you say that Team Shadow have probably been a bit wasteful with the amount of opportunities they've had?
Yeah, I can see that, and I think also they've been a bit sloppy on defense at times, and that has led to things like almost bottling a 2-0 lead last game. But I think at the same time, they are well able to stop a consistent attack as well, and they're able to. I think the crucial thing is they're able to keep the ball in the orange half for a good long time and try and wear that team down. Yeah,
kind of try and grind out those results and kind of make a lot of plays happen. As you see though, that's a great speed by Shadow, but can't find the target or make any tap. He kind of just sends away into a bit of an undangerous area of the corner. The corner can be dangerous at times, but it is statistically, if you're on defense and the ball's going to be anywhere, your corner is kind of the safest area it can be, rather than right in front of the net.
Yeah, and I have to agree with Chronic in the chat that we do need at some point to get a CK interview.
You know what?
Just for the banter.
I will personally make sure that we have our production team kind of come up in front just for a little quick words. Give them a special thank you.
I think you'd have work trying to get that going, Dave. But
I think our stream production might. Our stream, yeah, he's open to it. He's open to it. Jack is quite clearly not in the mood, but we'll see. He might be fine. He might change his mind by the time the tournament's done. We'll see. But as we see here though, JGTM taking the ball up his own backboard, gets a great clear forward. Cookie just send the ball straight up and can't do much, but Shadow in a 1v3 opportunity can't make too much happen. And as we see though, Yummy, it's still quite a virtuous game.
It is, yeah. I hate to start talking about cosmetics again, but what is that boost that JCTM is using? It's quite funky.
It looks like it might be a Grand Champion one. No,
it's neothermal, I think.
it doesn't look like neothermal though. And of course, as typical Shadow high-level player, using the sparkles.
Yeah, classic. But yeah, walk us through how this game is felt so far, Dave.
You know what? I focus more on cosmetics than worthy notable points, except for the fact that Nuss's team is leading, and it feels like Shadow's team again very wasteful with their opportunities. They're creating a lot of opportunities and a lot of shot counting statistics, but nothing. That's a great save. Besides that, nothing seems too high quality chance. If that's what, if you understand, if you kind of get what I'm saying, nothing seems.
Seems close, really, to hitting the mark for them.
We ignore me in the background.
What was I saying? You could say they're wasteful. To be honest, I think there's been a lot of missed chances this game. That should have been closer to the mark, you might say.
Yeah, definitely should have been a lot closer to the mark. As Team Nuss is still 1-0 up with just over a minute left in this game, and again, whoever wins this game is going to put a lot of pressure on the other team, because they will be not just on match point, not just on series point, you know what I mean? They will be on tournament point, waiting for the whole tournament prize and the money that comes along with it, and the fame of the RLI. And don't forget a special role in the Discord. I think it might be the 3v3 champion role, but we will have to confirm that.
And you can't forget, of course, Liquipedia points. I think that's on every high-level player's mind. They probably think about that more than they do the prize pool as Taste. It's a brilliant ball in the bottom right.
That was a great equalising goal by Taste. Jacko is happy in the background for Taste Rainbows. We all are. The RL Ireland prospect ERS player opening up in full action, and then again our admin himself might not be happy with Team Nuss conceding, but we'll have to wait with 30 seconds left. This is still anyone's game to take, and again, it's been a very long series already. We might be seeing another overtime, Yummy.
I think at this rate, with how the script's panned out, I think CK has written in that we're going to see Game 7. And he'll hate it, of course, but that is the script, and unfortunately he does.
CK showed me that script, but unfortunately the script I actually handed to the players was by our actual stream producer and admin, Rory. So what's the script, Rory, again? Oh no! 20-minute overtime predicted was the script. Why? Oh, never mind. Shadow scores, and that is very unfortunate from Team Nuss. They were leading the whole series. They conceded, and then straight away in overtime, that has to hurt. I think that's 3 consecutive games on the bounce. I think they've lost.
That is a huge loss as well, because this is really the moment where the balance has shifted fully to the other side. The tournament is now Shadow's team to lose. They have control. They have 1 game left to win, whereas the other team needs 2, and that is everything really at the end of the day.
It really is. And look, they have all the momentum, but they also have all the pressure.
Jack, ready meal. Cheers.
Yeah, we actually are using Yummy's account for one of the spectators for Mr. Lovely Admin. Yeah, I don't think he's currently playing, as you can see right here. What's that?
The radiator in the back is really hot.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It's not melting anything yet, right?
I hope not. Yeah.
We don't need to worry about melting anything. It's fine. That's not mine anyway. But yeah, here we are going into game 6 of this series, I believe. 3-2 in favour of Team Shadow. Will we find that elusive game 7 and that 20-minute overtime that has been predicted? Or will we just have a bit of a trash in this game where we might be able to wrap this tournament up? Who knows? That's maybe what we want, but for the stream and for the players, maybe not the ones playing, we want that elusive Game 7 overtime, Yummy. We want the content for the RL Ireland YouTube channel, which you should definitely check out.
Shameless plug-in man, but yeah, they've already... Oh, that's just in. Well, Yeah, they've already changed the script from what it was in previous games, from you know, getting a game and then losing a game to winning 3 in a row. And this is a great start if they want to win the 4th game.
It really is a great start. It's the perfect start that Team Shadow could have absolutely wanted, with a nice goal there. And look, it's not been great from Team Nos really. That last game compared to the other two was definitely a lot more closer in terms of opportunities and chances.
Yeah.
But we will have to find out, as I think Cookie has been actually quite impressive this whole series with his ability to just strike the ball well and see what possibly happens.
Yeah. I feel like he's gotten much better than the start of when he's well.
That was a
Yeah, okay.
lovely opportunity
Well,
taken though by Team Nos. As in JTM, he finds himself an opportunity. He absolutely fakes Shadow,
Yeah.
sorry, and then he gets a brilliant 1v1 specialist opportunity there and equalizes this game. And he just says right there to Cookie and to Team Shadow, anything you can do, I can do better. And he scores straight away.
Yeah, it shut me right up when I was gassing Cookie up.
And that's pretty hard, Yummy, with the amount you talk, to be fair now.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll hand the mic over to you then. Take a massive gulp of water. Dude, if you
Yeah,
can
you know what? You deserve some water. You've been talking for a while. I've probably had about 2 pints of water since this series has started. So I'll do a bit of talking to Yummy, for Yummy, to Yummy, for Yummy. Let's get some English right for once. As we see here though, that's a great shot by Shadow, and Nuss is there, well defended in his stead. To see, can they capitalise now on a quick counter attack potentially? Nuss booms it downfield. That's a bit awkward for Shadow. He gets the double commit, but they can't find the next shot on target, and the pressure is all happening for Team Nuss right there. And no, the ball is just in this corner. Carefully away from danger though, but it has been put in midfield. Shadow is on the counter attack, and there's a lot of just kind of ping-ponging and passing of the ball as we go under one defender though. And I'm hearing some exciting sounds from Yummy as if he is back. Are you back, Yummy?
No. I'm still drinking my water.
Yeah, while talking there, yeah. Okay, and he goes for another massive gulp of water. But look, we'll leave him be for now, as I am going for a lovely auctioneers. We got, and we got 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. And who cares about a lovely auctioneer? As Cookie scores and sends his team back on to a championship leading point.
Yeah, I mean, that is the same thing Cookie's been doing all day, hammering shots at the net and scoring some of them. And he's been scoring a lot more recently, as I was saying earlier. He's gotten a bit better since the start of the stream, I feel. A lot more comfortable on the pitch, starting to bring their whole team's playstyle out a bit more, and converting on many of the chances he's given.
He really has, but look, it's not great for the script of Game 7, but in terms of declaring a winner for this tournament, it is doing very well indeed.
That is how it works.
Thank you, Yummy, for your very delightful commentary. As you can see, I'm very happy with Yummy and definitely don't want to, not have him talk or anything, but we'll find out now as we see Taste taking his time now. He's taking a lot of time here, but no one's challenging him though. Taste commits 2 defenders though. Cookie finds the ball. It could enter the back net, but Nuss has recovered in time. Just trying to buy as much time as possible, and they really need to make a play happen with about a minute and a half left on the clock. If they really need a goal now, or else they have their tournament life on the line right now, Yummy.
And the scoreline is 2-1, the second most precarious lead to have after 2-0, obviously. And yeah, I mean that's a rough shot to miss there from Cookie, but like they have to, keep the heads, really gun for another goal. I think to solidify themselves and make sure that they're not in any danger of bottling it at the last second.
No, you definitely don't want to have to bobble it at the last second. That is very dangerous lead. With only 1 goal left, obviously, Team Nuss can have any moment of magic. Any miracle can happen at any given time. As you see there, that was close though. But Team Shadow, they do really want another goal to more or less solidify their championship, their title for them. as champions of the 3v3 solo drop, but we will see as Cookie trying to fly out for an aerial play with Shadow but can't. JTM finds a pass to Nuss. Nuss gets the redirect. It's on target, but Shadow is back on time. And we're going to see can a play happen. The ball gets put towards the backboard. Shadow, he's buying time as much as possible. And the ball goes over. And that looks like it's about to be it. And I can almost certainly, with 3 seconds left on the clock, declare Team Shadow, consisting of Shadow, Cookie. Why are you laughing? I'm talking.
Shadow, Cookie, and Taste.
Rainbows. And you know what? You can almost certainly confirm them as your RL Ireland 3v3 solo standard draft tournament champions.
Fair play to them, of course. Taste Rainbows, the GOAT, coming in clutch at the end there with 2 saves and 2 final touches. But you have to say, really, that Cookie, at the end of the day, really pulled that team along. I think he's really excelled, especially in that grand finals there. But throughout the entire day, they had a rough go of it. And I have to say congratulations to the whole team. They really played well. Nuss's team, commiserations to them. They played very well at the end of the day, though there had to be a winner, Dave, and that was Shadow's team.
It was. They did have to be a winner at the end of the day. And also, before we do end, I would like to say commiserations to Taste Esper. Unfortunately, we only got to see very little of it. And Taste, if you watch back this stream, I'm very disappointed in you. If you want to keep your place in that prospect team, we need more Esper. But no. Look, it's been a good end to this tournament. We've done. It's again, congratulations to Team Shadow. And do you have any final closing remarks, Yummy?
No.
No, we're getting a bit of ways from our production team in the back.
I'm tired.
Yummy is tired. Do we have a final word from our stream manager?
No.
Let us go where Nick gets spice bags.
Yes.
Spice bags indeed. Now,
You did well. It's all
congratulations to every team for taking part. Thank you again, and we will see you all next time on the Rocket League Ireland Twitch. Keep an eye on our Discord for some announcements, and we'll see you all next time.